Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, wherever you are in the United States of America. This is Bethea's Byte Reloaded. I'm Ernest Bethea, the last outlaw, and joining me is Arctic Fox, True Crime. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good, good. We want to kickstart off the evening with a little bit of breaking news. Missing person out of what was it? What was it? Mexico?
Well, they're missing in Tijuana, Mexico. They were living in Los Angeles when they went missing. It's a real sketchy case.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pull your channel up and see if you already have it posted there. Am I correct?
Oh, I've covered it. Yes, sir. Hold on a second, and I'll just drop. Well, I'm not a mod, so I can't drop it in the chat. So.
Oh, that can be arranged. Range. Let's see. Add team, invite member. Yeah. Arctic Fox True Crime at gmail.com. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Invites are on its way. And this is one of those little surprises that some of us just never see coming. Oh, wait. 16-year-old Ashley Lee. No. That's not it. That's
not her. It's the fourth one down.
Richland? From missing out of Richland? No, that's Washington.
Zaylee Flores.
Yeah, I see now. I see. So let me go ahead and get that set right. All right. Go to the screen. Tab. And we do that.
What's going on, YouTube? This is Arctic Fox. Welcome back to the channel. We have a very disturbing case to talk about today. We have a missing young woman named Zaylee Flores who is missing. Her last known residence was in California. However, she is missing out of Tijuana, Mexico. She went to Tijuana, Mexico with her 40-something-year-old boyfriend, allegedly. His name is Delatorre Ricardo. He's also one of the prime suspects in her disappearance, in my opinion, because there's been a lot of shady conversations between this 40-some-year-old man and Zaylee's mother regarding her disappearance. Also, very alarming and a huge red flag is that the family has received messages, or in particular, Mr. Delatorre Ricardo here has received a lot of messages demanding ransom, saying that Zaylee is in the custody of a cartel out in Mexico, but yet the ransom amount keeps changing. First it was $500, then $750 for a proof of life photo, then they wanted $1,000, now they're wanting $2,000 on top of the $750 for the proof of life. And anytime Mexico is involved in a missing persons case, it raises huge red flags for me. Especially given that trafficking is such a major issue in this country. Then you throw in the word cartel, that's certainly a big concern. And of course, I've been in contact with Zaylee's mom. She is frantic beyond belief. She hasn't slept in days, hasn't eaten in days. And, she's not familiar with this. I mean, she has been up literally nonstop, making phone calls, trying to get missing persons reports filed, trying to get in contact with the proper channels, and she's put out several TikToks, which is how I came across Zaylee's case, because Zaylee really hasn't gotten any coverage, not in the media, certainly not within the YouTube community. There's just not been anything out there about this missing 21-year-old. Now, Zaylee stands at 5'6" tall. She has black hair, which may be dyed orange. It's very curly, brown eyes. Anyone that has information needs to contact 911 immediately. You can also get in contact with Zaylee's mother if you have pertinent tips or information related to the case. That number is 725-233-3157. But we've got to get her face out there, guys. Now, the mother has made several TikToks. This piece of shit, Delatory Ricardo over here, he just really has been very sketchy with the mother and some of the statements that he's made. And I don't feel that he can be trusted. For one, what is a 40-some-year-old man doing with a 21-year-old girl? And why would these cartel people reach out to him rather than to the family initially? Furthermore, how would they even know to reach out to him? There's so many questions and so many things that don't make sense here, guys. And one of the things I do want to show you is him flashing his big wad of cash. I definitely want to show that picture. How's he making all that cash? What's he doing? Is he involved in trafficking somehow? Is he a part of this cartel somehow? There are questions that need to be answered, and we need to get to the bottom of this. Now, Zaylee's been missing since the 12th. That's when she last had contact with her family. Now, she normally was at least in contact with her mother on a semi-normal basis. She wasn't living at the house, but she would stay in contact with family members. It's unusual for there to be no contact whatsoever. And then the messages and the demands for ransom, and then not even providing a proof of life photo. It's very, very suspect. I do want to also show Zaylee's mother's TikTok that she did, because it goes over the timeline and explains much better than I can what's going on in this case. And I'm going to bring that up. Just bear with me momentarily. Let me get to the right screen so I can play that for you as well. Because, again, this is a very alarming case, and it's not getting near the coverage that it deserves. And it's imperative that we get Zaylee's face out there, because someone out there definitely knows something. And so I want to help this mom to bring her daughter home as quickly as possible. And this is one of those cases where the sense of urgency is critical, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the mother's TikTok up on the screen, and we're going to watch that together. And again, if you have information, dial 911 immediately, number one, if you spot Zaylee, because we have no clue where she's at. She could be back in California. We're not certain. She could still be in Mexico. But any time that Mexico is involved in a missing person's disappearance, it sends a huge, huge red flags for me. And so we are going to watch the mother's TikTok, and then we'll go from there, guys.
I'll give you guys the best timeline possible to clear up any confusion. January 4th, Zaylee sent me a text message. She didn't tell me that she was going to Mexico. She was just reaching out. That's it. January 12th, Zaylee called and told me that she's in Mexico. She didn't look like she was happy and or safe. January the 26th, we start getting contacts from random people on Instagram, me and my entire family. They were sending us screenshots of Ricardo de la Torres information and things that he was posting. I reached out to Ricardo on the 26th of January. No, I do not know this man. He is 43 years old and he claims to be Zaylee's boyfriend. From what I understand, Ricardo is now in the United States and he is a resident of California. January the 27th is when I posted a video about the FBI and the Las Vegas Police Department. Since then, there has been a police report that was made with the Las Vegas Police Department. I also spoke with the FBI yesterday, which is the 27th. They did not offer any assistance. They only told me to go to the police department and let them help me further. I have been in contact with the embassy in Tijuana. They have a report. They also require that I get a police report of a missing person from Las Vegas, Nevada's police department. I've done that and I sent that over by email. Today is Saturday, so the FBI is closed. The State Department is closed. Las Vegas Police Department, they state that they can't do anything because this is out of their jurisdiction. It's completely understandable. This is something that's taking place in Mexico. I have not had any contact with Zaylee since January the 12th. I don't have any proof of life. This is urgent. Your call to action is as follows. There will be a host of telephone numbers and names that I need you guys to contact immediately, consistently, back to back. Share this video far and wide. Tag anybody that has a social media following, even if they don't. Tag any major news stations. Thank you. The first one is Dina Titus, former Congresswoman. 702-220-9823. Yes, I'm reading. Dina Renetti, Las Vegas Township. Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. She's a U.S. Senator. 702-388-5020. Blow her phone up. Dr. Lawrence Weekly. He's a former Clark County Commissioner. Fabian Donate. 775-684-1427. Lastly, Melanie Scheibel. 775-684-1421. That's my official call to action. If you have any questions, feel free to inbox me or email me at info@maybellvegas.com.
Now, guys, I want you to follow this mother's directions. Again, I want to stress how important this video is, that we get it out all over social media. I want to stress that we've got a mother here that is at her wit's end. You know, this girl may be 21 years old. However, that is still this mother's baby. And we need to find her, and we need to bring her home. Again, anytime Mexico is involved, anytime cartels are mentioned, it takes my mind to trafficking. And that is this mother's worst fear. She believes that her daughter may be a victim of trafficking. And these cases do not get the attention that they deserve. So I want to make sure we blow Zaylee's case up, that we get her face all over social media, that we make her just as important as Gabby Petito was when she went missing. Right. So, guys, I need you to listen to the mother's video, make those phone calls. I need you to also give this video a like, because that helps more people to see Zaylee's face, that helps the algorithm, and the more people that see Zaylee Flores and hear her story and hear this mother's story, the better the chances are we can recover her safe and bring her home safe. So, what I need you to do is to give the video a like, share it out on your social media, share this to your TikTok, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, wherever you have social media, guys. It takes 1 second of your time to do, and it can make all the difference in the world in whether we're able to find Zaylee and bring her home safe or not. As always, I do want to thank you for tuning in and watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Y'all be kind to one another out there, and let's bring Zaylee home safe.
Amen. Thanks, Fox, for bringing us that. And like he said, let's follow this mother's advice. Let's bring Zaylee home safe. If you see something as far as Zaylee's whereabouts, don't take it into your own hands. Get in contact with law enforcement. Man, I took the liberty of contacting a number down that you can also reach. That number is 725-233-3157. 725-233-3157. Guys, this is of extreme importance. Like Fox said, anytime you hear Mexico, the first thing that comes to mind is trafficking, and we know how bad trafficking is in this country. Let's prevent another victim of trafficking. This is what needs to happen right here.
The most alarming thing is that when I got this case, when I saw the TikTok, I did a search. You know how many creators have covered this case?
None.
You know how many posts there were on Facebook other than the mother reposting her TikToks? None.
I'm going to say none.
It's absolutely absurd.
Mm. Well, consider right now the way I'm doing this. I've got you already on it. I'm already I've showed your video out live here on Reloaded. So I'll say that's my coverage. But I'm gonna bring it back up again.
I also emailed Chasing Truth this morning, gave her the information because she's got a lot bigger platform than I do, and I'm hoping that she'll cover the case. I have a lot of respect for her. I think she will. I gave her the mother's information to contact her, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, this is a good thing to this is a good thing to get it out there. And speaking of getting things out there, I had to cover something on yesterday out of my hometown, out of my home state, I should say. They've got have a manhunt for one Benjamin Obadiah Foster. And if you missed that, I'm gonna go ahead and share that with you as well before we get into anything that I was planning on covering today. Welcome once again to Bethea's Byte Reloaded. I'm Ernest Bethea, the last outlaw. Today, we dive into a story coming out of my home state of Oregon, where a manhunt is ongoing for the culprit who is accused of kidnapping and a brutal assault 2 years after being convicted of the same crime in Nevada. According to a statement from the Grants Pass Police Department, 36-year-old Benjamin Obadiah Foster is wanted in connection with the attack of a female victim who was found beaten, unconscious, and bound by police officers on Tuesday. The woman was later transported to an area hospital in critical condition, while police believe Foster fled the scene before the officers arrived. The authorities added that Foster is known to have recently used a dark blue 2008 Nissan Sentra 4-door with Oregon license plates 407EDX. Grants Pass Police Chief Warren Hensman said the following at a news conference, quote, "We are laser focused on capturing this man and bringing him to justice," end quote. The police chief added that he found it extremely troubling that Foster was not behind bars in Nevada after he was previously charged with 5 felonies in the state. The victim only managed to escape Foster when he took her on a grocery store and gas station errand, according to the Associated Press. She later told police she was forced to eat chemical lye while she was held captive, and that she once choked to the point of unconsciousness as a result. Despite the fact that Foster was also awaiting trial in connection with a 2018 domestic abuse charge during his time in jail, he secured an August 2021 plea deal that reduced his sentence to less than 200 days more, according to NBC News. It is reported that Foster is using dating apps to lure in potential victims. According to the Associated Press, police in Oregon have issued a warning to the public that Foster is utilizing dating apps in order to meet women. The police have not specified which apps Foster is using, but they have urged the public to be cautious when meeting people online. The police believe that there may be more victims and have asked anyone with information about Foster to contact them. Foster is described as being 6'4" and weighing 220 pounds with a shaved head and tattoos on his face. He is considered to be armed and extremely dangerous, and the police have urged the public not to approach him. If you or someone you know and love are experiencing domestic violence, You do not have to become a statistic. Help is available. I urge you, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or go to www.thehotline.org. All calls are toll-free and confidential. The hotline is available 24/7 in more than 170 languages. Again, that number is 1-800-799-7233 or go to www.thehotline.org. Hey guys, this is the Last Outlaw. Guys, this is something I'm asking everybody within earshot of my voice to be extremely, extremely careful about. If you see something, say something, get in touch with law enforcement, but whatever you do, do not approach this man. This man, as I said in the video, is considered armed and extremely dangerous. This is a guy you don't want to mess around with thinking you can take him down on your own. Contact law enforcement, but do not approach him yourself.
Amen.
This is something that should have already been handled in Vegas.
Well, yeah.
This should have already been a done deal in Vegas. But you know how our legal system is.
Well, it's ridiculous. He's got a history of this type of behavior. The first time he should have been put under the fucking jail. He shouldn't be out there allowed to do it again.
That's right. Now he's running loose, and I say that with the most sincere tone I can. He's out here running loose here in Oregon, using dating apps to lure in. Who knows? I might end up updating this thing again with another victim, which doesn't need to happen.
It's crazy. There's been a lot in the news. Remember when we were talking about leaving kids in the car? And we brought up the case about the twins that went missing while the mom was door dashing?
Fuck. How many times have I preached on this?
Well, apparently one of the twins has died.
No.
He died choking while his mother was feeding him.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
No.
Oh my God. And this is why, as part of this week's edition of Bethea's Byte Reloaded, we need to do more to fight for our kids. I don't care what the situation is. I mean, leaving kids in a hot car, child choking while he's being fed. Man, I don't want to make any assumptions as to how.
Well, I will say this. I already didn't like the mom because she was door dashing, left the car running, left her keys in the car while she's door dashing in the middle of the night. And I find it awful suspicious that less than a month after these kids are recovered, all of a sudden one of them's choked to death while she's feeding it.
Mm. Oh my God. This is just the kind of thing that just eats at my nerves, man. It does. I mean, it brings 3.5-year-old me ready to be curled up in a fetal position. 3.5-year-old to 4-year-old me was abused and tortured while being bounced around from one foster home to another. That's the kind of thing that scares 3.5, 4-year-old me. while 46 going on 47-year-old me is on here live streaming saying the same thing I've been saying for quite some time. Our kids are important. Our kids are important, and they need to be protected. They need to be loved. They need to be nourished. They need to be guided. They do not need to be abused. Period. I'm about 5 seconds from going off on another. If there's one thing I can't stand, but I'm trying not to right now. I'm trying so hard right now not to go into that point. But another case of a child being neglected, a child being hurt, a child being abused, and I'm going off.
Well, you know, you're talking about 3-year-old you being curled up in a fetal position. After covering some of the cases that I've covered, not even in the last year, because we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of my channel, just in the last month, it makes 46-year-old me want to curl up in a fetal position.
I'm trying not to, 46 going on 47-year-old me is trying not to do that myself. But like you, I'm about another case or two away like that from doing so.
Hey, Lexi.
Yeah, we got our girl Lexi, Red Bull, Crime and Coffee. Oh no. Lexi's mad. Lexi's mad. I'm sending her a link to get on, but well, I don't know whether she'll be able to or not, but she's mad. That's not a good thing. If she's mad, I'm mad, and you're mad, man. And this for this edition of Bethea's Byte Reloaded, that's not necessarily a good thing. Trust me. We got a possible trafficking case going through Mexico. Hopefully that's not the case. We got a guy running around Oregon luring women by using dating apps in order to beat them and torture them and all this other crap. And what's next? What is next?
Oh, I've got a non-custodial parental abduction out of South Carolina that there's no freaking Amber Alert out for.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, joining me right now, Lexi, aka Red Bull Crime and Coffee. How you doing, sweetheart?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Loud and clear. How you doing?
How are you guys?
Like you, ticked off for different reasons.
Well, I don't even know what y'all are talking about. I just got home, but I left several Walmart bags, full of groceries.
Well, I hope you are seated, because listen to these two cases. Fox just let us know about a missing persons case where there's a possibility that trafficking is involved, because the cases are coming out of Tijuana, Mexico.
Oh yeah, that's the one I shared everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's that.
Go Time Arctic, because I've been shopping, I've been out, I've been doing stuff, and I shared it because I saw it was urgent. So what happened?
Well, that one is just a big old clusterfuck. I mean, there's a boyfriend that's 43 years old. The girl's 21 years old. The boyfriend supposedly is getting messages from this cartel in Mexico, but how the hell would the cartel even know how to contact this boyfriend? And what the hell's a 43-year-old doing with the 21-year-old?
Oh yeah. Well,
Well,
it
when it
sounds
comes
like
to go ahead, Lexi.
What's the description of the boyfriend? Oh,
He is 43 years old. He is Latino. He lives in Los Angeles, California. We were able to do some background checks, and he's got a burner phone that he's using to contact the mother. It's not even his phone, it's a burner phone.
okay. So yeah, it most likely has to do with trafficking. That's what it sounds like. What is he saying to the mom?
Well, apparently, the cartel has been demanding ransom. First, it was $500. Then it was $750 for a proof of life photo. Now it's up to $2,000 plus the $750 for a proof of life photo. And this mother don't have any money. She's doing the best she can to get by. And I feel for her. I was on the phone with her for over an hour this morning.
Hold on. Let me go get a picture of the guy. Does he have tattoos? And do you have the picture on the video?
Yeah, his
Can you
picture
pull up the
in
video?
Well, he's already played the video. But yeah, there are pictures of him in the video, and I can send them to you on Messenger too.
Make sure you include that one. Make sure you include that one where he's holding a nice big wad of cash.
Yeah, hold on.
Because me and we know a lot about the gangs and the cartel and all that. So I'm trying to see if I can see the tattoos and what they mean. And so let me go. I'm gonna go watch the video real quick. Unless you want to play it again right here.
He doesn't have tattoos that I know of. Hold on a second, and I'll try to send you the pictures I've got.
You send the pictures. I don't mind playing the video again. Again, make sure everybody gets eyes and ears on this.
I sent the pictures I sent the pictures to you in Messenger, Lexi.
All right, hold on. Let me go look. Because I shared it, but like I said, I've been out. Hold on.
What's going on, YouTube? This is Art.
Hold on a second. All right. For those of you who missed it the first time, here it is again. This is Zaylee Flores.
What's going on, YouTube? This is Arctic Fox. Welcome back to the channel. We have a very disturbing case to talk about today. We have a missing young woman named Zaylee Flores who is missing. Her last known residence was in California. However, she is missing out of Tijuana, Mexico. She went to Tijuana, Mexico with her 40-something-year-old boyfriend, allegedly. His name is Torre Ricardo. He's also one of the prime suspects in her disappearance, in my opinion, because there's been a lot of shady conversations between this 40-some-year-old man and Zaylee's mother regarding her disappearance. Also, very alarming and a huge red flag is that the family has received messages, or in particular, Mr. Torre Ricardo here has received a lot of messages demanding ransom, saying that Zaylee is in the custody of a cartel out in Mexico, but yet the ransom amount keeps changing. First it was 500, then 750 for a proof of life photo, then they wanted 1,000, now they're wanting 2,000 on top of the 750 for the proof of life. And anytime Mexico is involved in a missing persons case, it raises huge red flags for me, especially given that trafficking is such a major issue in this country. Then you throw in the word cartel, that's certainly a big concern. And of course, I've been in contact with Zaylee's mom. She is frantic beyond belief. She hasn't slept in days, hasn't eaten in days. And, she's not familiar with this. I mean, she has been up literally nonstop making phone calls, trying to get missing persons reports filed, trying to get in contact with the proper channels, and she's put out several TikToks, which is how I came across Zaylee's case, because Zaylee really hasn't gotten any coverage, not in the media, certainly not within the YouTube community. There's just not been anything out there about this missing 21-year-old. Now, Zaylee stands at 5'6" tall. She has black hair, which may be dyed orange. It's very curly, brown eyes. Anyone that has information needs to contact 911 immediately. You can also get in contact with Zaylee's mother if you have pertinent tips or information related to the case. That number is 725-233-3157. But we've got to get her face out there, guys. Now, the mother has made several TikToks. This piece of shit, Delatore Ricardo over here, he just really has been very sketchy with the mother and some of the statements that he's made. And I don't feel that he can be trusted. For one, what is a 40-some-year-old man doing with a 21-year-old girl? And why would these cartel people reach out to him rather than to the family initially? Furthermore, how would they even know to reach out to him? There's so many questions and so many things that don't make sense here, guys. And one of the things I do want to show you is him flashing his big wad of cash. I definitely want to show that picture. How's he making all that cash? What's he doing? Is he involved in trafficking somehow? Is he a part of this cartel somehow? There are questions that need to be answered, and we need to get to the bottom of this. Now, Zaylee's been missing since the 12th. That's when she last had contact with her family. Now, she normally was at least in contact with her mother on a semi-normal basis. She wasn't living at the house, but she would stay in contact with family members. It's unusual for there to be no contact whatsoever. And then the messages and the demands for ransom, and then not even providing a proof of life photo. It's very, very suspect. I do want to also show Zaylee's mother's TikTok that she did, because it goes over the timeline and explains much better than I can what's going on in this case. And I'm going to bring that up. Just bear with me momentarily. Let me get to the right screen so I can play that for you as well. Because again, this is a very alarming case, and it's not getting near the coverage that it deserves. And it's imperative that we get Zaylee's face out there, because someone out there definitely knows something. And so I want to help this mom to bring her daughter home as quickly as possible. And this is one of those cases where the sense of urgency is critical, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the mother's TikTok up on the screen, and we're going to watch that together. And again, if you have information, dial 911 immediately, number one, if you spot Zaylee, because we have no clue where she's at. She could be back in California. We're not certain. She could still be in Mexico. But any time that Mexico is involved in a missing person's disappearance, it sends up huge, huge red flags for me. And so we are going to watch the mother's TikTok, and then we'll go from there, guys.
I'll give you guys the best timeline possible to clear up any confusion. January 4th, Zaylee sent me a text message. She didn't tell me that she was going to Mexico. She was just reaching out. That's it. January the 12th, Zaylee called and told me that she's in Mexico. She didn't look like she was happy and or safe. January the 26th, we start getting contacts from random people on Instagram, me and my entire family. They were sending us screenshots of Ricardo de la Torre's information and things that he was posting. I reached out to Ricardo on the 26th of January. No, I do not know this man. He is 43 years old and he claims to be Zaylee's boyfriend. From what I understand, Ricardo is now in the United States and he is a resident of California. January the 27th is when I posted the video about the FBI and the Las Vegas Police Department. Since then, there has been a police report that was made with the Las Vegas Police Department. I also spoke with the FBI yesterday, which is the 27th. They did not offer any assistance. They only told me to go to the police department and let them help me further. I have been in contact with the embassy in Tijuana. They have a report. They also require that I get a police report of a missing person from Las Vegas, Nevada's police department. I've done that and I sent that over by email. Today is Saturday. So the FBI is closed. The State Department is closed. Las Vegas Police Department, they state that they can't do anything because this is out of their jurisdiction. It's completely understandable. This is something that's taken place in Mexico. I have not had any contact with Zaylee since January the 12th. I don't have any proof of life. This is urgent. Your call to action is as follows. There will be a host of telephone numbers and names that I need you guys to contact immediately, consistently, back to back. Share this video far and wide. Tag anybody that has a social media following, even if they don't. Tag any major news stations. Thank you. The first one is Dina Titus, former Congresswoman, 702-220-9823. Yes, I'm reading. Dina Renetti, Las Vegas Township. Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. She's a U.S. Senator. 702-388-5020. Blow her phone up. Dr. Lawrence Weekly. He's a former Clark County Commissioner. Fabian Donate. 775-684-1427. Lastly, Melanie Scheibel. 775-684-1421. That's my official call to action. If you have any questions, feel free to inbox me or email me at info@maybellvegas.com.
Now, guys, I want you to follow this mother's directions. Again, I want to stress how important this video is, that we get it out all over social media. I want to stress that we've got a mother here that is at her wit's end. You know, this girl may be 21 years old. However, that is still this mother's baby. And we need to find her and we need to bring her home. Again, anytime Mexico is involved, anytime cartels are mentioned, it takes my mind to trafficking. And that is this mother's worst fear. She believes that her daughter may be a victim of trafficking. And these cases do not get the attention that they deserve. So I want to make sure we blow Zaylee's case up, that we get her face all over social media, that we make her just as important as Gabby Petito was when she went missing. So, guys, I need you to listen to the mother's video, make those phone calls. I need you to also give this video a like, because that helps more people to see Zaylee's face, that helps the algorithm, and the more people that see Zaylee Flores and hear her story and hear this mother's story, the better the chances are we can recover her safe and bring her home safe. So, what I need you to do is to give the video a like, share it out on your social media, share this to your TikTok, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, wherever you have social media, guys. It takes 1 second of your time to do, and it can make all the difference in the world in whether we're able to find Zaylee and bring her home safe or not. As always, I do want to thank you for tuning in and watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Y'all be kind to one another out there, and let's bring Zaylee home safe.
And there you go. Let's see. Lexi will be right back. Need to make a contact. Okay, we'll catch you when you get back. But like you said, Fox, this is the kind of thing that needs to get out there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. If this was a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman, it would be all over social media already. It would have been blown up all over the place. But because it's a young African American woman, it's not getting hardly any coverage.
That's a sad thing. That is so sad. I mean, how do you? I mean, no. You make all they'll bend over backwards for a blonde hair, blue eyed somebody for when they go missing. But like you said, when it's an African American, forget about it. They'll literally sit on their hands until something disastrous happens. Oh, this person's missing. Oh, too little, too late. That's another thing that ticks me off with the quickness.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Yeah. And then on
when I
top of
shared
it,
the video to my community page, I tagged so many creators, it's not even funny. I tagged everyone from smaller creators on up to big creators like Kendall Ray and Bailey Sarian. We'll see how many of them pick it up.
Well, you can bet after this edition of Reloaded, I will have this posted on my community tab, and I'm gonna stretch it out further. I'm gonna see if I can get it out to my Facebook and my Twitter. We need to like you say many times, and I reiterated too. Ooh, let's bring Zaylee Flores home safe. Period. Can't be stressed enough. And this is where we want to start. Again, if you're gonna give information about a case like this, please make sure that the information is accurate. The last thing we need is any more misinformation or disinformation. I was on Friday and I was irked over the misinformation and disinformation regarding Kyron Horman, with somebody coming out there with no evidence, but will swear up and down with their whole chest that Kyron Horman is dead. So, and I've been watching, and I've watched our local news stations here. We got a little bit of info. A Sereno. Maybe Lexi can give us a little bit more information than that. But like I'm saying though, the last thing we need is all this mis and disinformation. I mean, that is so much a hindrance to justice. It's not even funny. Lexi's agreeing with you from what you said earlier in the video, saying that this is trafficking. And that's what's scary. That is what's scary, Fox. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching and you've seen the last videos I've mentioned, whether it's whether it's the guy that's running around Oregon, luring women with dating apps, and then beating and torturing them, or whether it's a missing persons case like this is with a 21-year-old possibly being trafficked by a 43-year-old with ties to the cartel, to the Mexican cartel. What I'm asking all of you to do is put up the information that not only is it pertinent to the case, but make sure the information you bring up is accurate.
We've got $11,000 in the savings account.
This is the kind of thing, ladies and gentlemen, we desperately need to have pertinent information. If not, then what's the use? Fox, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I just think we need to blast this little girl everywhere. You know, we've got a lot of cases out there that aren't getting the attention that they deserve. We've got cases out there where there should be Amber Alerts freaking issued, and there's not any Amber Alerts issued. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Lexi's back in the house. Lexi, you made mention in a comment. He's a Sereno.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute you real quick. Okay, hold on.
Cool. And while she's getting all that together, I'm gonna say this once again, and to everybody within earshot of our voices, with an eye shot of this video. Regardless of the case, if you see something, get in contact with law enforcement. Get in contact with in the case of Zaylee Flores. Get in contact with all the people to get in contact with. According to the mom's TikTok video, just say something. Don't take the law in your own hands. And especially in the case coming out of Oregon, the last thing you need to have happen is you get in contact with this guy and he snatches you up, he brutally beats you, he tortures you, practically leaves you for dead. This isn't good. This isn't good for anyone. So we're waiting on we're waiting for Lexi to come back and I'm gonna go around the horn, see what other cases we can find. Like this one. This one I'm scared of. All right, this one.
What is going on YouTube? This is Arctic Fox. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at the missing persons case of 15-month-old Kingston Stewart, who is missing out of Charleston, South Carolina. He has been missing since the 27th of January, 2023. The North Charleston Police Department and the Charleston County Sheriff's Office are searching for the missing 15-month-old. According to a flyer from the North Carolina Police Department, Kingston is a black male with a light tone complexion. He is 32 inches in height and weighs around 24 pounds. According to the flyer, Kingston was last being seen picked up by his mother Angel for visitation on the 25th of January. Angel failed to return Kingston, and the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office immediately issued a warrant for custodial interference. Police say Angel refuses to reveal Kingston's whereabouts to his father, who has custody of the child. The Sheriff's Office has notified the Department of Social Services, and the North Carolina Police Department has Kingston listed as missing in the NCIC. However, there is no Amber Alert issued for Kingston at this time, which is beyond me, since they have a person of interest in his disappearance and in his abduction. This mother has no custodial right to the child. We do need to get Kingston's face out there. He is a 15-month-old baby, guys. So, do me a huge favor, give the video a like. It does help more people to see Kingston's face, and the more people that see Kingston, the better the chances are we can bring him home safe. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, consider clicking that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out, and if you ring that notification bell, you'll be alerted every time I post another update such as this or another missing child. If you do have information about Kingston or his whereabouts, please get in contact with the Charleston County Dispatch. That number is 843-743-7200. Give the video a share. Click that share button and share this on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, wherever you have social media. Again, the more people that see Kingston, the better the chances are we can bring him home safe. And I do want to thank you all, as always, for tuning in and watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Y'all be kind to one another out there, and I'll see you soon in the next one.
There's another one. That's another one, and we need to get him. We need to get him home, and we need to get him home safe. I mean, this is just crazy. Well, I mean, as far as the mother goes, what is this? If I can't, you can't either. Come on.
I'm almost more upset that there's no Amber Alert issued than anything, because you have a person of interest in this case. There's no reason why there's not an Amber Alert out for that little baby.
There should be an. I agree with you. There should be an Amber Alert. There should be a bolo out for the mom too.
Exactly.
I mean, common sense. Go ahead, Lexi. What you got?
I sent that picture because I can't see on his hand if he has 3 dots on his hand. I don't see any tattoos, but you know, I have my 3 dots. Like, it's, to me, the bandana and everything, and it's blue, and he's holding up the cash, and he's dressed like a cholo, which is a gangster in Spanish, and a soreño is a south side. And so I sent it to a gang task buddy that works on the task force, and I'm trying to see if he can come up with anything, but definitely looks like he's the ones in the gang that don't have a lot of tattoos, the more ones that are like cleaned up looking are like more up, you know, which is like a cartel, like part of a cartel source, like they're higher up in ranking. So that's why I'm like, okay. Or to me, it might be him just trying to get some money, like him and a couple of his people. I don't know, but I just sent it out to a person that we know on a force, and I really want to see that hand. I really want to see both of his hands blown up to see if there's 3 dots. But either way, I do have a feeling it's something weird, and I have a feeling that if they get the money, that's not going to matter. But
on the fact that he's using a burner phone really adds to my suspicions. So.
It irks mine too. Ooh, but for the record, Lexi, what would 3 dots represent?
It's mi vida loca. or
Mi vida loca, my crazy life.
life. Yeah. And I have those same tattoos. I have one on my ankle, I have one on my wrist, and
Mm,
you know around this basically my whole life. So just looking, I can just you know I could just tell. And especially in LA, you're not going to walk around with a blue bandana on your neck if you're not something.
you might be right about that.
Yeah, you're not going to walk around with a bandana anywhere in you know in LA with it if you're not with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like your back, and I this really like it's close to me. I really want to when we get off of here, I'm gonna go. I shared it everywhere I knew, but I'm gonna tag people, and I'm gonna see if the people get a hold of back in touch with me and see what they say. And
Right.
oh God,
Right. I'm gonna share this everywhere myself. Starting with my community tab on YouTube. I told Fox earlier that I was gonna spread this over on Facebook and Twitter as well. I mean, this is the kind of thing you really really need to be careful with.
I'm gonna go look at the social media because he has social media, obviously. Do you have the link to her TikTok that we could spread around as well, Arctic?
I can get it after we're done here. I'll try to send it to you in Messenger.
Okay, so we could get that sent around, get your video sent around, get just pictures, just everything, just as much as we can. Oh my God, I don't like this. Oh God, oh God, oh
we
God.
got
And
we got
her young age, she's young and she's wants
yeah,
to be, these people pull you in. Like when I was young, I was pulled in because they make you feel a certain way, and just, it's I just know I've been in her position, and these people is it's no joke. It's really scary.
it is. It is. In fact, the moment on Fox's video on the video with Zaley Flores, the moment I heard Fox say Mexico, that was the first thing that came to my mind. Trafficking possible.
Yeah, it's definitely something. Or this fucking fool is fucking playing her and trying to. And I'm gonna sit down and watch the video when I get off of here, like over and over. I'm gonna go look, but I don't know. On my mind right now,
If anybody didn't catch that video twice here it's on Arctic Fox's True Crime channel, and it's a very important 11 minutes that you spend. Make sure you get all this information in, so you know who to contact and what this girl may look like, what this possible culprit may look like.
yes,
But
please go
but
watch. Please go share. Please go. Go share it everywhere. Tag people, even if you don't think the bigger creators like Kendall Ray or Stephanie Harlow, somebody. If you don't think that they will see it, if we all tag these people, then we can get somebody's attention. So everybody, not everybody has a community tab, but most likely you do, and you just don't know. You can share it on your community tab,
right.
um, Facebook, your TikTok, you're everywhere.
Hmm. At the end of the day, we can't stress this enough. We want to bring Zaley home safe.
Yeah, and oh my God.
That's the end game.
They need to start doing something. They don't take the gang seriously, or there needs to be more. I did an episode about gangs like a month ago, and I was just telling my story and my man's story, and there needs to be more awareness to you know two gangs, and they need to get off the fucking streets, and we need to teach our children like about them and the colors, and it's so very important because they can
Yeah,
just pull you in, and there's no looking back.
yeah.
Um,
I totally
oh my God,
agree with you. I totally agree with you.
I can't breathe right now. My anxiety is horrible.
Mm.
Oh God.
I hate to bring your anxiety up any further, but I just got finished showing a story that I just did just yesterday. I stress this out to you, ladies. Be careful who you talk to online. There is a guy out who was convicted in Nevada on domestic abuse charges. He's out in Oregon right now. Huh? He is out in Oregon right now, luring women with dating apps. He just recently left one beaten, tortured, and bound before police found her in Grants Pass.
Oh my
This guy,
God.
yes, this guy is named Benjamin Obadiah Foster, 36 years of age, stands 6'4", weighs 220 pounds. He was last seen driving a 2008 Nissan Sentra 4-door, license plate, Oregon license plate 407EDX. This guy is considered armed and extremely dangerous.
And he was convicted of this before as well?
In Nevada.
Oh my God. This is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
They let him out. They think that he's just going to change from whatever. And I bet how many years did he get?
Not much. In fact, he didn't even get years. In fact, his most recent sentence let him off with less than 200 days more on his sentence in Nevada. Now he's running around. He's running around somewhere here in Oregon.
Wow.
Which is why again, this is what we say is not just limited to missing persons. If you see something, say something. The only difference is, please do not confront this man.
Yeah, you don't know who could be anybody online,
Right.
So these fucking dumbass fucking people.
That's why we say please. That's why we say please be careful who you meet up with online. Get in contact with
you have a picture of him.
Say again?
You did a video on him, you said?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'll go look at it and I'll share it as well. I'll share it in my group because I have a lot of people from Oregon in my Kyron group because that's where Kyron, So I'll share it in there as well.
Oh, I can have that played for you. This, like I said, I did this yesterday.
Yeah, I want to see what the man looks like.
Hang tight. Let me get it all set up for you here. Last Outlaw. Okay. Coming out of my home state of Oregon. Welcome once again to Bethea's Byte Reloaded. I'm Ernest Bethea, the last outlaw. Today, we dive into a story coming out of my home state of Oregon, where a manhunt is ongoing for the culprit who is accused of kidnapping and a brutal assault 2 years after being convicted of the same crime in Nevada. According to a statement from the Grants Pass Police Department, 36-year-old Benjamin Obadiah Foster is wanted in connection with the attack of a female victim who was found beaten, unconscious, and bound by police officers on Tuesday. The woman was later transported to an area hospital in critical condition, while police believe Foster fled the scene before the officers arrived. The authorities added that Foster is known to have recently used a dark blue 2008 Nissan Sentra 4-door with Oregon license plates 407EDX. Grants Pass Police Chief Warren Hensman said the following at a news conference, quote, "We are laser focused on capturing this man and bringing him to justice," end quote. The police chief added that he found it extremely troubling that Foster was not behind bars in Nevada after he was previously charged with 5 felonies in the state. The victim only managed to escape Foster when he took her on a grocery store and gas station errand, according to the Associated Press. She later told police she was forced to eat chemical lye while she was held captive, and that she once choked to the point of unconsciousness as a result. Despite the fact that Foster was also awaiting trial in connection with a 2018 domestic abuse charge during his time in jail, he secured an August 2021 plea deal that reduced his sentence to less than 200 days more, according to NBC News. It is reported that Foster is using dating apps to lure in potential victims. According to the Associated Press, police in Oregon have issued a warning to the public that Foster is utilizing dating apps in order to meet women. The police have not specified which apps Foster is using, but they have urged the public to be cautious when meeting people online. The police believe that there may be more victims and have asked anyone with information about Foster to contact them. Foster is described as being 6'4" and weighing 220 pounds with a shaved head and tattoos on his face. He is considered to be armed and extremely dangerous, and the police have urged the public not to approach him. If you or someone you know and love are experiencing domestic violence, you do not have to become a statistic. Help is available. I urge you, please, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or go to www.thehotline.org. All calls are toll-free and confidential. The hotline is available 24/7 in more than 170 languages. Again, that number is 1-800-799-7233 or go to www.thehotline.org.
And what a fucking pussy. Can't even he's fucking he has to do this shit on fucking line and hide behind a fucking dating app just to like, oh my god, I hate these fucking men. I hate them. Why? Oh, and I didn't know you were from Oregon. Sophia, come here.
Yeah, right. I'm right in the capital city, Salem.
Oh, okay.
So you know how this hits me when I first heard it.
Yeah, that's I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get any of it.
You get as much as I do. No, all I know is right now. Let's protect these women here in the state of Oregon. Let's make sure they know to be careful.
And this is
to be careful of who they get in contact with online, and please watch out for this guy.
That's crazy because last night I was watching I forgot her name. Love her channel and I forgot her fucking name. I don't know, but she was talking about a case that happened in Moscow. Not the one that just happened, but I don't know. So there was a guy in Oregon that was running around like telling women that were drunk that he was like a police officer, and they couldn't drive their car, and like if they pulled out, like they would get pulled over. And so these girls would get scared and they would let him drive because they're thinking he's a police officer. So he would drug them and then do whatever to them and then just jump out and like run. And he's still on the run.
Mm.
And that's it again. I got to figure out his name. I wrote it down, but I forgot where I fucking put it because it was like 3 in the damn morning.
That's wild.
Yeah. So there's like two guys like, baby, turn that down. So yeah.
This is the kind
Baby,
of
turn that down.
this is the kind of case. This is the kind of case we got. Like I said the first thing we want to do is protect these women at all costs. I mean, even like that, a case like that in Moscow, they don't know. Some of these women don't know whether these guys are actually cops or not until they see actual proof.
Well, it happened in Oregon, but for some reason she brought it up because the guy was connected. I don't know how it was connected, but I'll have to go back and rewatch it. Hold on, somebody's calling me. Hold on.
All right, hang on. Nice.
Turning my phone off.
Fox, you still available?
I'm here.
Oh man, we're just going over the case out of Oregon regarding the guy luring women with dating apps, beating them, torturing them.
And that's kind of reminiscent of a case we had here a few years back, the Craigslist killer.
Yeah, oh yeah. Craigslist. I don't think we can forget him. It's nuts, I tell you.
It's like they have fucking little dick syndrome or something. They can't get some fucking real shit in their life, so they have to go online and then I hate but I wish I could do these types of men.
Lexi, I feel you.
It's wet right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, you don't know what you're gonna get when it comes to cases like this, and you never know what you're gonna hear when you're dealing with us.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and set up another case that you Fox have posted up. 16-year-old Ashley Lee is missing. Hang on tight. Let me mute myself.
Hey, okay, you guys. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna get my kids ready for school, bed, and I'm gonna share this the case we just went over, and I'm gonna do a little bit more. Like I don't know. I just don't feel right. I'll be right back. If you guys are still gonna be on in about 25 minutes.
I'll try to hang on as long as I can. And I've yet to do a 2-hour live.
You said what?
So I said I have yet to do a 2-hour live, so this will be a first for me if I do.
Oh, I just noticed how long you've been on. Well, then I'll stay.
Well,
I'll stay.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Oh my god.
We got Blondie.
Hi, Blondie. Thank you for joining the live.
Yeah.
If you go and rewatch this live, please share these videos out. These cases will get you so freaking heated. Oh my god.
Absolutely. Now, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself and share this piece of missing persons information courtesy of Arctic Fox. Year old 16-year-old Ashley Lee is missing. Hang tight.
What is going on, YouTube? This is Arctic Fox. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at the missing persons case of 16-year-old Ashley Lee, who is missing out of Fluvanna County, Virginia. Ashley is 5'2" tall and weighs 155 pounds with black hair and green eyes. The Fluvanna County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help in locating the missing teenager. She was last seen in Fluvanna County on January the 26th of 2023. According to her family, she may be traveling with an unidentified 19-year-old black male and could possibly be in the Virginia Beach area. Ashley was last seen wearing a purple hoodie and black leggings. She has a small black X tattooed on her upper left arm. Ashley does have a medical condition that requires medication that she is currently without, and she may be in need of medical attention. Anyone that has information on Ashley or her whereabouts is asked to contact the Fluvanna County Sheriff's Office at 434-589-8211. Guys, this young lady has been missing since the 26th. It is currently the 29th. There is no Amber Alert out for Ashley at this time, and her family and friends are very concerned about her safety and her well-being. We do need to get her face out there, so do me a big favor, give the video a like. It does help more people to see Ashley's face, and the more people that see her, the better the chances are that we can bring her home safe. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, consider clicking that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out, and if you ring that notification bell, you'll always be alerted when I post another missing persons video. But the most important thing that I'm asking for you to do above anything else right now is to simply click that share button, guys. Share this to your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, wherever you have social media. It only takes 1 second of your time to do, and it can make all the difference in the world in whether we're able to find Ashley and bring her home safe or not. As always, guys, I do want to thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Y'all be kind to one another out there, and let's bring Ashley home safe.
Lord.
To reiterate this information, Ashley is 16 years of age. She has black hair, green eyes, stands 5'2", weighs 155 pounds. Last seen January 26th in Fluvanna County, Virginia. May be traveling with an unidentified 19-year-old black male and could possibly be in the Virginia Beach area. Last seen wearing a purple hoodie and black leggings. She has a small black X tattooed on her upper left arm. She has, Fox reported that she has a medical condition that requires medication and may need medical attention. Please, again and again, we say it all the time. If you see something, say something. Get in contact with the Fluvanna County Sheriff's Office. The number again is 434-589-8211. 434-589-8211.
Did you guys see the live that you don't have to play it because I hate listening to myself, but there was two foster people in foster teenagers in foster care that ran away. Well, they were like 14, 15, and they supposedly they ran away. And they were found dead in a body of water. And the attorney for the group home was like, well, people knew they were going to run away before they did it. Like, there's nothing they could have done to stop them, and they didn't report it to the police because supposedly, it happens all the time, but they were murdered. So the lady, some attorney out there, this was in Washington, she's trying to pass a law where like more has to be done, like we've been talking about, when kids run away. Like, it's not, or when they get kidnapped or whatever, it's not taken as a runaway. like he's trying to change the law.
All right, Fox just jumped off. Fox just jumped off real quick because he just got some information on Leanne Eller. So likely he's going to Leanne Eller. Likely he's going to take care of that. Oh, I stand corrected.
But yeah, that's what I just talked about. I just saw it this morning, and so they're talking about a law where something's going to happen where it's going to change. Like they can't say it's a runaway, or I don't know. You guys will have to go back over the video, but
well, see, being associated with Arctic Fox, I'm also now that has become that kind of guy. Every time a child goes missing, almost every time a child goes missing, that child is likely called a runaway. How?
Yep.
Fox, you deal with like I've always given you credit for. You deal with missing persons like nobody's business. What's your take on this?
I think I've made it abundantly clear what my take is on it. We can't keep continuing to just label everyone over the age of 12 that goes missing a runaway, because then we're going to end up with more situations where children are getting trafficked, and because they were labeled a runaway, critical time was wasted in trying to get to the bottom of what happened to them.
Right, and like you always say with a missing persons case, whether it's young or elderly, it's always that the first 24 to 48 hours is very, very critical. Something needs to change. This is what I wanted to talk about for this edition anyway. Talking about doing more to fight for our kids, and especially with runaways and runaways, not missing children, missing children labeled runaways. That's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to the families. A lot more needs to be done. A lot more.
100%. I mean, we've got so many cases where critical time was wasted that had the steps been taken from the get-go, had they not been labeled a runaway from day one, we probably would have them home. But because so many of these cases get labeled as runaways, a lot of times it damages the case. I just covered one on my channel not too terribly long ago. Hold on a second. I'm trying to find it.
Mm-hmm. While you're looking that up, I'm going to bring up a couple of comments from both Renee and Blondie. Starting with Renee, she said that it's a very sad story about these kids in group homes who ended up losing their lives. Yep. I will not put past. Blondie says that I agree we need a nationwide share site like an Amber Alert. Absolutely. And until then, this is like Fox always says, whenever there's no Amber Alert for a missing child, we need to be the Amber Alert. Blondie goes on to say, I'd rather get 100 pings of missing kids who were missing and found in minutes than the amount of kids who never get a notification. Amen to that.
The case I was thinking of is Tabitha Tudors. They initially labeled her as a runaway situation, and now, 2-3 years after she went missing, they decided, oh, well, this wasn't trafficking at all. This was an abduction. And so now they're finally starting to take the case seriously now that it's gone ice cold. There's been so many cases like that One of the most famous cases of all, where they told the parents, "Oh, you got to wait 72 hours," and they started taking it as a runaway situation, was the case of Johnny Gosch, paperboy that went missing back in the 80s. He was 12 years old, and now there's been a lot of evidence come forward to show that he was likely trafficked.
Yeah. And you know what? After those last couple of comments, I want to see. I would love to hear both Renee and Blondie on this. So ladies, I'm gonna send you a link if you want to join the panel. Talk about cases like this, and and in your opinion, what more we can do to fight for these children who can't fight for themselves. Please join us. Because if there's any one group of people here in the United States that needs the most protection, it's our children. And we're not and as a community, we're not, in my opinion, we're not doing enough. We are not doing enough. Oh, thank you, Renee. I really do appreciate that. That you're still invited to come on. Oh my gosh, how many children do we have to? That yes, Blondie. It's those who can't speak for themselves. Period. You're right. How many more children do we have to lose before we actually put up a fight for them? How many more children have to go missing only to be found dead, severely hurt, to the point they can no longer function normally? It's like I said earlier, it's cases like that makes 3.5, 4-year-old me curl up in the fetal position. And Blondie feels the same way. How many more slip through the cracks? It breaks her.
Yeah. It's just like that little boy that's missing out of South Carolina that we talked about earlier. They know that his mother abducted him, that has no custodial rights whatsoever. Why isn't there an Amber Alert out for him? Why isn't there a BOLO out for the mother? Yeah, they issued a warrant for her arrest, but without a BOLO out for the mom, what good does that do?
As far as I'm concerned, so without a BOLO, that warrant is as good as the paper it's written on.
I get tired. I get tired of having to preach the same thing over and over and over again. And nothing's going to change. I mean, that's why I've got that petition to reform the Amber Alert system, because until we get alerts out for every child, and there's so much more we could be doing. Set aside the Amber Alert program. We don't put children on milk cartons anymore because it was traumatizing children when they went to pour their milk to their breakfast cereal. But there are ways that we could get these faces out there. We've got those job killers in every fucking supermarket and Walmart in the United States, where you have to check yourself out because they don't want to pay someone to do it. Why can't we put missing persons' faces in the corner of those self-checkouts? Why can't we put missing people's faces on these gas station pumps that are instead trying to sell us nachos to clog our goddamn arteries? I think it's much more important to get these missing children's faces out there. There's got to be things that we can do.
Right. And Blondie, God, I'm loving Blondie here. She says, "Too bad kids are the best eyes ever." It's those kids who when we say see something, say something. A kid will do that just like that.
A kid will say something when you don't want them to say something.
That's where we get the phrase, "Out of the mouths of babes come perfect praise." That's how it comes up. And my gosh, I mean, our future lies within our children. If we don't fight for them now, we're in trouble.
Well, and the sad thing is, and the big issue is that the very people that should be protecting our children are often the ones that are causing them harm. I mean, you've got bus drivers sitting there writing love notes to kids on fucking buses. You've got field trips that end up at strip clubs. That's one I covered recently. You've got
don't remind me.
yeah, I mean, you've got basketball coaches that are getting fired because they were sending dick pics to their to girls on their team. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It is.
And let's not mention the number of Catholic priests. I mean,
oh Lord, if we talk about that, we'll be talking all night. We talk about that, we will be talking about it all night long. Oh man, and Lexi, you got we're talking about things that where we should be fighting for our kids, and we're not doing that. Do you have anything to add?
Wait, what are we talking about?
We're talking about putting up a fight for our kids, because
yeah,
we seem to be lacking in that area.
it's the government, or the justice system, our legal system, everybody, we're doing their jobs for them, and they're not even really caring or paying attention. Like, I don't know what it's gonna have to do to take them to fucking start caring or understanding how fucking serious this is. Like, YouTube, it's a platform that we took over for sharing these missing kids, any kind of victim stories, and it shouldn't even have to be like that. I feel like the system just, I don't know. I'm so disappointed in
well, I mean, and
how it go about.
even in the YouTube streets, you've got creators that are here for the right reasons, but you've also got creators that are only here to see how much money they can make off the backs of these missing kids, to twist and turn the story to fit any narrative that brings clicks and views for them. And that is messing up cases. That is harming investigations, and that's doing more harm to these kids than as if they just kept their fat mouths shut.
Well, it is, Renee, I agree. It's the corruption as well, because they are also trafficking kids. Like, all these people, high up, mayors, governors. Now, I'm not saying all of them, but I'm just saying there are people in that are corrupt as fuck, and they're involved in all of this shit. So it's like, they're turning a blind eye because they're making money. Same with some cops. I mean, it's just a fucked up world. And it's really fucking sad.
It's sad. It's sad, and
it's
almost every Sunday, my wife and I would go to church. When it comes down to kids, my pastor is quick to say this, and God knows he tells the truth on this. Whoever gets to our kids first wins.
Yeah.
Whoever gets
I mean, and you want to talk about corruption? I see Renee talking about the level of corruption. I ain't seen corruption like I've seen it in Missouri. The number of cases that I've covered in Missouri where these people are not getting justice, where there's been blatant homicides labeled suicides, and the families have to go out and get independent autopsies done just to get it overturned. And even then, they haven't gotten justice yet.
Yeah. There was the case last night that I was talking. Oh, no. The other case, I forgot her name. She's a well-known YouTuber. She has long brown hair. She's what is her name? Really pretty. Really professional. Fuck. I forgot her name, but she was covering another case, and this kid turned in a ex-police officer or something for like hitting his daughter. And so he started getting, him and his family, he was 15, they started getting threats, and the police would go to their house and just shine their lights through their windows and their doors or whatever. And so one day, like after prom, he's walking to his girlfriend's house, and he texts his girlfriend. He's like, "Oh, I just got stopped by the police." And that was the last thing she heard from him. And then they ended up finding him dead 2 months later, but he was in that place for 1 week.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, that's it's a whole, there's a GoFundMe because the mom is trying to, this is 11 years ago, and she's still trying to get justice because it was part of the police. Like, it's a whole big thing.
I want to touch on a couple of comments that just came in real quick. First off, Renee said that she was going to say that it's the age-old battle of good versus evil, and the end game is our kids. Fact. I just got finished saying kids are our future, and if whoever gets to them first wins. Blondie made mention that religion is a very touchy subject. I'm just quoting what my pastor says about our kids. I'm not going into religion. I'm just saying that my pastor says it, and I believe it to be true, that whoever gets to our kids first wins. That's a straight up fact to me.
It's the truth.
And let's see. Blondie is telling Renee that's why it's our job as parents to teach our kids. Oh gosh, you have no idea. You'll know how true that is. And even the way I see it, it's not just book smarts. Or that's gonna keep that keeps our kids safe. Hey, we gotta be street smart too.
I would rather my kid have some common sense than all the book smarts in the world. Maybe then they won't go and do these stupid fucking TikTok challenges that are killing kids left and right. Maybe then they'll be smart enough to figure out that guy that's talking to them on Fortnite isn't their friend.
You say life smarts, Blondie, life. We teach some critical thinking. Yes. Book smarts is one thing, but on these streets, book smarts can only carry us so far. We have to be street smart, life smart.
Where do you get the kids that are playing Russian roulette?
Baby, they're doing the same. They're doing the same thing with these TikTok challenges. More specifically, the so-called blackout challenge.
Yeah, I know.
Fox, tell me I'm wrong here.
No, you're 100% right. I just covered one not too long ago that died from that blackout challenge. That's what I said. I would rather my child be street smart than book smart. Because I've known people that have IQs through the roof. They can pass any test you throw at them on paper, but they ain't got a lick of fucking common sense. They couldn't change a light bulb for themselves if they had to. And that's the problem. The problem is everyone's way too focused on getting good grades and having all these book smarts. Well, you need to teach your kids some freaking common sense too.
True. Absolutely true. And like Renee says in two back-to-back comments, this is very, very important, especially in the times we are in. No doubt about it. If we don't, we're still screwed.
That's why we need to be praying for our young people.
It's not just prayer, babe. Not just prayer, but we need to teach them. We need to teach them. Oh, look at this. look at this. This is, I believe, Blondie. No, Renee. She says at first it was the Tide Pods, then the Blackout Challenge. They're trying to depopulate a segment of young people. As far as I'm concerned, Renee, I believe they're trying to depopulate any child foolish enough to jump on these challenges. That's exactly what they're trying to do, because okay, it seems cool on TikTok.
Called parental.
Say it.
Parental guidance.
Thank you. That's where we come in.
Down your internet.
That's where we come in.
Lock down your internet.
That's where we come in.
Well, I will say, if the children eating Tide Pods are the future politicians of this country, then we are doomed.
No, we're dead meat. We are dead in the water. We are dead in the water, because you know as well as I do, the one thing our parents try to instill in us as kids when it comes to laundry detergent. That is not something to mess with. That is not something to eat. That is not something to consume.
Well, that's because, well, number one, our parents actually spent time with us and didn't let the game systems be our babysitters, didn't let the televisions be our babysitters. So that's the number one problem that we've got right now, is because there's so and it's not necessary. And I'm not blaming parents, because you've got so many families out there where both parents have to work 2-3 jobs just to get by. I mean, I don't know what the solution is, but we've got to come up with one.
Then on top of that, this is my thing, and I laugh at this so much.
Yeah,
parents,
so
and I say this, old school parents, they discipline their kids, right? Oh, no, says the government. You can't do that. That's bad. Parents not disciplining their kids, the end result is that child becoming an adult, being one of those who will be the gunman in a mass shooting. Or they'll shoot up a kid will shoot up a school in order just to take his or her bully out. Or even worse.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here, because if the teachers would actually get off their fucking asses and do something when these kids report the bullies, if the administrations would do something about the bullies, then maybe we wouldn't have as many school shootings as what we've got. And also, these parents need to be held accountable for not locking their shit up, or they don't need to be gun owners at all.
Thank you. I mean, we can't. These are things we can't stress enough. Now, whether your parents want to be parents, this is the kind of thing you need to take into consideration when it comes to kids.
I am a parent, a single parent at that.
Go ahead, sweetheart. Everybody wants to hear your voice on this too.
Say that.
Say it.
I know.
All I know is we need to do. We as a community
is that you need to sit down and talk to your children, and you need to lock down your internet and parental guidance for a reason.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
And you can go as far as binging their cell phones if they have cell phones. You can have trackers on their phones and everything. And still, your kids are still going to make their choices.
Well, you should be going at bare minimum, and I can't believe I'm saying this because when I was a teenager, I never would have said this, but you should be going through your kid's phone at least at bare minimum once a week to see who they're talking to see what they're doing online, to see what they're looking at on Google and whatnot. Because, guys, that can really be the end-all, be-all. That could save your child's life.
I can tell you that my son is working at Wendy's. He's a manager. So he's either working, going to school, living with his girlfriend and her family. So there is no time for him to do anything else besides homework, college, work, homework, college, you know. So he doesn't have time to do any of that other shit, dude. He's a manager. He's got responsibilities. He's got keys to the place.
But you also gotta remember, he's what now? 18?
Yes, he is.
18. We're talking about those who might what? I'm going backwards here. We're going 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. I'll even take it back as far as 12.
Okay, so if it was my son.
Hold on.
My son is very, very, very responsible, even at 12.
I'm not saying you're wrong here. I'm talking about these are the kids we need to protect now, because even at the age of 12, and Arctic Fox and I were just talking about this.
Something they want to get pregnant and all this other stuff too.
Not just that. A child disappears as young as 12. They're considered a runaway.
Yeah.
They consider that child a runaway, even if that's not the case.
Well, they have to investigate first before they can find it a missing person.
You'd think that.
Well, any logical fucking person.
Again. So you look. This is the word you use. Logical, right?
And you would think that logical, so I have no worries.
There's a lot of adults out here who are not as logical, and they wear badges.
Yeah, I know.
They wear badges. Oh, you got a 12-year-old missing persons case. This is probably a runaway.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, here's the thing. They don't want, law enforcement doesn't want to be bothered with missing young
teenagers. They want you to do their fucking job for them.
And God forbid there's any type of history of drug use or anything like that. That kid will never be looked for.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, and that's the reason why. Oh, and please, don't get me started on those kids who may be foster kids. Back when I was a foster child, sure, I was in households where I was abused to no end, bounced around from one foster home to another. Today, from a new guy here, some of these kids don't even get that much of an opportunity.
Or my favorite is they're a repeat runaway. We don't have time to mess with this shit. Well, maybe, just maybe, here's a thought. You should investigate the parent's home as to why that child keeps running away.
Got it in one.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason why that child keeps running away. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching. Believe it or not, I watched an old episode of the Steve Wilkos show. This girl has ran away because she was being beaten by her mother with belts, a 2x4. Who beats that child with a 2x4?
Well, we tell people all the time, kids included, if you see something, say something. But the problem is sometimes kids say something and no one fucking listens to them. There was a case. I'm trying to remember.
We claim to know more than they do.
That was me.
Well, I'm trying to remember the last name on this case. It was out of California, and they'd had their kids basically locked up in the house for ages and ages. They were all emaciated and shit. And one of the girls broke free. She was able to go flag down a cop, and she was telling the cop what was happening. And you could tell when they released the video of her talking to this cop that he was about to just send her right back to hell. But thank God that little girl had the fortitude to take video and pictures of what was going on inside that house and showed it to the cops. That made him believe.
Mm. When it comes to our kids, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Because we claim to love and support our children, but we show the exact opposite of that time and time again. Even Blondie's saying she doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. What are we doing? What are we doing? We just let these kids take all this abuse, and we just sit on our hands and do absolutely nothing. Less than nothing.
Yeah. Or when they finally do get removed from an abusive household, they go into the foster care system, they get put with a loving family oftentimes, and then what happens? They want to reunify. They are so focused on reunification that they end up getting reunified with these pieces of shit that have abused them their whole lives, thinking that magically it's going to change.
Which brings up a very interesting question from Blondie. When did the future stop mattering? Honestly, Blondie, I wish I had the answer for that one. I do.
Well, I wasn't adopted, but
Go ahead. Go ahead, honey. I mean, you wasn't adopted, but
I wish I was at this point.
I thank the good Lord in heaven I was. I was one of the lucky ones.
My dad abused us till the sun went down. So anything, yeah, and they still got away with it. I have no fucking clue how.
Unbelievable.
Even when I was still 18, you still got away with it.
Blondie comments saying that it's our generation doing it though. Sad, but I hate to say it's sad but true, but it's sad but true. I mean, why? Why would we?
We're the older generation.
Babe, right now we are the older generation.
No, I'm talking about the older.
Oh, you mean the boomers in back?
Yeah. I talked to my son. I set my son down. I heard my son's opinion, everything. And he said, "I'm not going to church." I said, "Okay, fine. That's your decision."
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to deal with that decision.
You're right. Only thing we know, only thing for sure is that today we need to do better by our kids. We need to do better for somebody else's kids. We need to do better, period.
Yes.
This company I'm with,
then there needs to be real change happen, and the only way real change is going to happen is if we stop voting for politicians that are on the verge of Alzheimer's and hold stock and depends, and start putting some fresh young faces in there that are willing to see these issues for what they are.
Absolutely.
That would be like having a president that is like, what, 47 years old or something?
Oh, think about
that would be pretty different, because there's also the change of life that you'd still be going through.
Mm-hmm. Now, I get where you went with that one, but you also got to look at the Constitution. The youngest someone has to be to become president is 35. Think of that. Now, think of that.
So you're saying I could be president right now?
If you have the kind of war chest most politicians would have, and by war chest I mean money.
Well, I'm working on it.
I'm saying, you have to work a lot more than that, because and Fox, you can back me up on this. The 2020 election between Biden and you know who, I won't mention his name because I may get a bad taste in my mouth, but between Biden and you know who, their combined war chest was in upwards of tens of millions of dollars.
Well, you know what? I'd rather have somebody hit me with their heart and not their pocket.
Well, sweetheart, I got news for you. You say you can be president right now. Now that you're working on it, you got somebody that's got your back. Blondie. She said, and I quote, she will get there. I feel it.
My point is, we need young people in office. We've got Congress. Number one, this is ridiculous how long these congressmen and senators are allowed to keep running and running and running for office. You know, you should not be 90 years old and holding a seat in Congress or at the Senate. And as far as the Supreme Court, there needs to be term limits there too. I can't think of any other job where you're guaranteed to hold that position for life. It's the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yes. I mean, it's like just for policies, right? We elect these senators and these congressmen, and they keep going and going and going and going, and all of a sudden here comes this policy they sneak by that we don't agree with, and bam, a rude awakening. Blondie says we need term age limits across the board. Period. That's not an opinion. That's a fact.
How old was Kennedy when he was president?
I believe he was in his mid-30s when he became president.
Because I think that was a good age for him, but he got assassinated.
Yeah, all because
by his own government.
All because of a policy somebody didn't agree with. Go figure that one. But that's politics, and I thought I got myself out of that game.
Yeah, we did.
To a point. I'm just gonna say this one last time. Oh yeah, no, you're right, Blondie. That was back when elections really mattered. I'm just gonna say this one more time, and I'm gonna end this. We gotta do better by our kids, because they're the ones that's supposed to come after us to do better by the next generation.
Well, hopefully I taught my son right. Not, then we'll find out.
We'll see, because we're supposed. I believe when the time, I've always believed that when it comes time for us to leave this world, we're supposed to leave this world in better shape than we found it, or in better shape than when we came in it.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Fox, what do you think?
Unfortunately.
Well, for starters, you can say that you've done a 2-hour live now.
You're right. I'm looking at the timer. It's 2 hours, 6 minutes, and change. Hey, this is a first, ladies and gentlemen.
But in all seriousness, it's like I've said 1,000 times. In order for any real change to happen, politicians have to start working together, and people have to start voting not by a certain party. That'd be as stupid as, well, my daddy bought a Ford, so I'm going to buy a Ford, even though Fords are pieces of shit. So, I mean, you got to go by who's going to do the best, not just because, hey, I was indoctrinated to always vote Republican, or I was indoctrinated to always vote Democrat. You got to start voting for the person. And until these politicians learn to start working together instead of the political arena being one big dick waving contest, nothing's going to change. We used to see politicians work together. We used to see politicians cross the aisle. But now all it is a game of seeing who can block what the other one's doing. So.
Well, we need to go back to that, because then that's when God's gonna come.
Easier said.
Until then, we're all fucked.
Politically speaking, easier said than done, because like he said, now it's.
I know, we all should be getting along.
It's all
Black,
okay. Let me get this tape measure and see who's got.
Mexican.
Let me get this tape measure and see who's got the bigger one.
It's not supposed to matter what color of your skin. We're supposed to be all united.
Yeah.
United.
Yeah.
Under God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't been that way for quite some time, unfortunately.
You're right.
Well, for me, it has.
No.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about in the real scheme of things, in the political arena, they haven't worked together for quite a while. It has been decades since they really worked together. I mean, the last time I can remember it was in the 90s, because you used to see Ted Kennedy and John McCain working together on legislation all the time. But you really haven't seen Republicans and Democrats working together like that.
No, we haven't seen that since let's see, who was the last speaker of the House at that time, when he said that when he took Barack Obama's signature, "Yes, we can" line, and said, and I quote, "Hell no, we can't." John Boehner. That was it. That was it. He said, when Barack Obama said, "Yes, we can," John Boehner said, "Hell no, we can't."
It's ridiculous. And, I'm neither a Democrat nor a Republican. I vote by the person, and I ain't gonna lie, I voted for John McCain once. The only reason why I hesitated to vote for him at all was because he had that little ditzy bitch Sarah Palin as his running mate, and God knows I didn't want Barbie running the White House if something happened to John McCain.
Oh, that is very horrible. And okay, man, can you imagine the 2024 election? If it gets to the general election, and God knows, I don't even like the sound of this, we have a Trump Taylor Green ticket on the Republican side. If you ever seen the movie How High, will be like Method Man's report card, all F's. Oh boy.
And who are they going to put on there as the Secretary of Education? Kanye West?
Worse. It might get. Lord, forgive me for this one, but I got a feeling this could come out true. Secretary of Education? You said?
Yeah.
Lauren Boebert. Blondie, I know you don't want to hear no more about, you don't want to no more, you don't want to hear any more about Cheeto Mussolini, but we're just saying, what if? We were just saying, what if? I mean, I miss those sensible Republicans. Those Republicans that actually make me want to, let me think about this,
Yeah. Yeah.
He's right. I shouldn't have said anything. Speak, because I could have spoken into existence.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. This is good, but this is gonna be something crazy. It's something crazy.
Did you hear though that Trump's getting sued by Sunkist? Yeah, apparently, all that orange makeup that Trump's been wearing all these years, Sunkist no longer has access to orange number 5 to make their soda.
God, every time I hear Jay-Z's 99 Problems, I think he wrote that about Trump. especially when he's right at that point where he said, I got 99 problems and a beep ain't one. I mean, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to tell you. Hey, the man's got more problems than anybody in or out of politics that I can think of.
Yeah.
And our friend Blondie, she is just rolling to the point like, that's it. I'm giving up the ghost. I'm dead. I mean, still though, as long as he keeps this up, his chances of being reelected look slim. And
no, yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know though. There's plenty of small PP'd rednecks driving big lifted trucks flying Trump flags around. So
they did that in 2020, and look what happened. And from what I've heard, I might be a ways off, but what I've heard, some of that support is starting to wane.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm really going to have to get off of here because we've been going for 2 hours and I need to get me some food.
Yeah, I understand. I'm about to do the same thing. And so first off, let me go ahead and hit this up like this. Please, everybody, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to Arctic Fox's channel, Arctic Fox True Crime. Follow him on Facebook. He has a Facebook group of the same name. If you need to get in contact with him, you have a missing persons case you want to suggest to him, ArcticFoxTrueCrime@gmail.com. Am I wrong?
That's it.
Okay. Hey, so guys, please let's do everything we can. You saw all the missing persons cases. We saw all the we saw the one case coming out of Oregon. Be careful. You see something, you say something, you get in contact with law enforcement. The last thing we want to have happen is another missing person and ending up being found dead. We want them brought home safe. We want to get justice for the families of victims. Period. Point blank. And I want to thank a couple of people who were in the chat. Blondie, Renee, thank you all. Thank you both so much. Thanks to Red Bull Crime and Coffee. Lexi, thank you. I hope to see you back here soon. Arctic Fox, biggest ally in my pursuit of justice and bringing the missing home. Thank you, my friend.
No problem. Pleasure as always.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my first 2-hour bite, but yet and still, I want to thank all of you for joining in. And until next time, you all know what to do. Bite this. Hey guys, this is The Last Outlaw. I send you all a million thank yous for all the love and support of Bethea's Byte Reloaded. I know I've said this before, but it bears being repeated. Without you, this channel does not run. So again, a million times over, I thank you. I'd like you to do something for me. If you enjoyed this video, or you want to give your feedback on anything that was discussed or shown, I'd like you to do the following. Give the video a like. It helps to get the information out to everyone who may have information leading to getting justice for the victims and or bringing the missing home safe. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and let's join in this fight together. Be sure to hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified of future videos, live and pre-recorded. The real game changer is when you click the share button. Send this and videos like it all over your social media. The more eyes and ears on this channel, the better the chances of getting justice for the families of the victims and bringing the missing home. Of course you're going to have your say as well, so be sure to drop a comment. I just ask you to keep it clean and civil. Remember, we are about getting justice, not arguing over who's right or wrong in a debate. Don't forget to follow Bethea's Byte Reloaded all over social media. On Facebook, at Bethea's Byte Reloaded TC. On Twitter, at EKB316. On YouTube, at Bethea's Byte Reloaded, with and without the punctuation marks. On Instagram, at EB The Last Outlaw. On TikTok, at King of Hearts 316 2021. Email me at kingofhearts316_09 at outlook.com. Hit me up on the message forum at www.betheasbyte.com. This is your home for news, opinions, debates, your voice, and justice served. This is Bethea's Byte, and it's reloaded.